Gerda Zien there, I can see a lot of differences.
Well, folks, welcome to Between the Slicks here on the Monday Morning Racer platform. And we are here at Byron Dragway here in Byron, Illinois. If you've never paid a visit here at Byron, you definitely need to do so. And it is a beautiful drag strip and an interesting one. You might be able to tell from behind me. It's quite downhill, got good shut off, but you've got the towers of a nuclear plant off in the distance. So you've always got this evaporation, this steam coming off, and that's how it got the meltdown drags that they used to hold here. And it is an interesting location. Way back in the day, this track was 4 wide. It was built wide enough with the intent to do 4 wide racing way back in the day. So that concept is older than you may think or realize. But being live here today, Funny Car Chaos coming up Friday, Saturday. We are going to talk to Lex June in just a few moments. Lex June, a huge win for himself, Gerda, the entire Never Quit team in the IHRA. Winning in the United States of America, finally. We had Lex June like the second episode of Between the Slicks way back. So looking forward to talking to Lex after this massive win that took place at Dragway, formerly Milin Dragway, there in Milin, Michigan, for the second IHRA Nitro Outlaw Series race. So we're going to be talking with him in just a few moments. It's good to be back. I'm sorry. I looked at it, and it's been like 4 months since I had done one of my own Between the Slicks. So I definitely got to get back on it and do this show routinely and regularly. But that doesn't mean we haven't had lives. You've had plenty of Sega Live. You've had plenty of Competition Plus, Power Hour. You've had plenty of all the other shows that do go on this platform and beyond. So we're going to take a break here in just a few moments. This word from Dove Fuels. And afterwards, we'll talk with Mr. June on the big win, his program, and beyond. Fly right in your motorsports endeavors with products and services from Dove Fuels. Pete Dove is the owner of Dove Fuels. He is a racer himself in a nitro methane burning fuel altered, dubbed Back from the Ashes. He races with Driven Racing Oils, which produces a 70 weight nitro oil, but that is not all they make. They make applications for you on the oval track, whether that's dirt or asphalt, and for even you, the bracket racer on the drag strip. And if you need nitromethane, Pete Dove at Dove Fuels is the one to call for a drum or even supplying for an entire series, as he is the official supplier of nitro for Nitro Chaos. If it's nitromethane or Driven Racing Oils, you need to contact Dove Fuels. Gentle name, Hardcore Products. Lex, man, welcome to the show. Good to have you back here on Between the Slicks. It has been a while, but we are glad to have you. What's going on this morning with you?
Well, you know, it's same old, working, getting everything in check, ordering parts and pieces, and talking to crew, and getting the program ready for the next race. It's all there, and need to do some work as well, because we need to keep paying the bills. And it's another Friday. Looking forward to the weekend and be able to work together with Gerda on the race car, because.
Did we lose Lex? I think we've lost him. Lex, are you still there? I can't hear you. All of a sudden, we lost you.
Can you hear me?
Nope, we got you back. Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. No, I don't know where you lost me, but looking forward to the weekend, be able to work together with Gerda on the race car and everything else. During the week, she's working at O'Reilly. Auto parts, selling a lot of parts, doing a great job there, doing a great job for the team. really proud on her achieving what she's achieving right now as a female in our sport. Yep, so all good.
Well, it is certainly exciting. I know right now we're having a bit of an image issue with you for some reason. Nonetheless, we can hear you, so we'll rock along. No worries on that. Look, you got a massive win in the IHRA. Before we get to that, though, look, you come to the United States of America along with your wife, Gerda, and the dream is to do the winning in Top Fuel right here in the United States of America. So bring us up to speed on your dream, Gerda's dream, that transition to, well, this year in 2025.
Well, yeah, the dream is to do drag racing here in the USA. Uh, you know the saying, if you want to be the best, you need to beat the best. Now, basically, we want everything there is to win in Europe, and I need the challenge, and I know Gerda does not always like it, but I need to be triggered by something that I could find my energy and keep going. So when we got the opportunity to move to the US, yeah, you know, what do? You cannot say no. This is what it is. This is the ultimate goal, to be at least active in American drag racing, and see how far. If you want to be successful, you also need to be able to find the money to do it. So the American dream is it's coming together finally. You know, we know we can do it, but at the end of the day, it's about this guy here. You need to do it and keep working at it. Keep plugging away at the program, the race car, the team, the crew. It's a lot of work. It's 24/7, 365. But you know what? The reward is there, and the American dream is still there. So that's really cool.
So, folks, as you're tuning in, Lex is there. You can hear him right now. We don't have his picture. It happens. We'll throw the photo of the car under power when he is chatting. Lex, where at 2025 was your program? So we come into 2025. There is the thoughts. There is the talk that IHRA is going to be a reality. But at the beginning of 2025, there was still a lot of speculation, but certainly no speculation on NHRA drag racing. So for your program and looking at the NHRA schedule, from when I first met you to now in 2025, it does appear that it looks different. It seems that you're far more strategic about the races that you are going to go to and attend. Is that the case? And what was 2025 going to look like without the IHRA possibly?
Well, you're right about that. It's about building everything, building the car, building the team. It's just a lot of work. It's involving. When we came here, we had not even a place to. We had no shop, nothing. We lived in an apartment, and the race car was sitting in a storage unit. So that's where you start. Well, you know, that was 2013. Look at what we got now. We got a big shop. We got a truck and trailer. You know, it's all there. It's still not what you want, but at the same time, you know, Gerd and I talked about a lot of things, and what we found out before 2025, it's more about the quality of the races you go to than the quantity. You know, we did it. We did 3, 4 races in a row. It was a lot of fun. We won our first round there against Leah back then. It's all good, but at the end of the day, you want to be a contender. You know you can be a contender, but all things need to be in place. So for me, 2025 started like, okay, I'm going to give it another try. Something needs to change. We need to start being successful in a certain way because I know we can do it, but it's time. So I moved some chips around. I normally worked 60, 70 hours a week as a truck driver.
Lex, I think we might have lost you completely there. I'm gonna drop you out from the studio and come back in when you're able to. We're having some technical difficulties with Lex. Something happened with the camera. We were good. Live stuff happens. Before going live, the camera was there, his audio was fine, and he might be on his cell phone getting a call, and that disrupts things. No telling. When you go live, this is just sometimes you got to rock and roll with the punches. And we'll wait for Lex to get back into the studio and continue this story, living out this American dream between him and his wife, Gerda, former FIA world champion in Top Fuel and also in Top Alcohol. Funny car, chatting with him before the show started. He is a funny car guy, but comes to the States, wants to continue in Top Fuel, and here he is with an older McKinney chassis. It's recently been updated over the last season, nonetheless, and now living out that dream even more so in the United States of America due to, well, man, picking up a win here in the IHRA recently and able to continue to mature his program and to be that much more of a contender in IHRA, NHRA, Top Fuel, wherever that may be. So we'll bring Lex back in and we'll see what we get, if we can see him here. Oh, we can see him now. Lex, we got you?
Yeah, you're
Okay,
back.
cool.
I don't know what happened, but hey.
Hey, man, stuff happens live. You never know.
It's
just like racing. You never know what's going to happen.
Right. Okay, so yeah, I don't know where we cut off, but yeah, we basically decided to change our program and just give it us basically go full-time racing, in the sense of that I just dedicated all my time to the program, and IHRA came around. Are we still there?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
you're dropping a little bit, man. We'll work through it. No worries.
Okay,
You're good.
Awesome. So the main thing is it's about the quality of the races we do, not so much the quantity. Sure, we want to do all the races and we want to be part of NHRA, IHRA, everything. We want to race every weekend, but the reality is you need to have the crew, you need to have the funding, you need to have everything in place to do that. So we decided to go with the races we are going to do. We try to qualify for every race we go. Well, I can tell you, all the NHRA races we did this year, we qualified for each race. And it was not that there were only 12 or 13 cars, but there were more than 16 cars for every event we went. Some people ask me, why do you do it? Well, it's not so much about that
We'll hold for a moment. Lex, got another delay here. I think we got you back, Lex.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nope. We lost him. Stuff happened. So, as he was just saying, the races they've attended in the NHRA, they qualified, and there were more than 16 cars, or right at 16 cars. That is a huge accomplishment. And yes, there have been times this year that there have been more than 16 cars in Top Fuel. I know the narrative here lately is, where are all the Top Fuel cars? Well, that ebbs and flows in the sport of Funny Car having more, of Top Fuel having more or less. And when we get Lex back, I definitely want to dive in on that aspect, because the field at Norwalk Summit Racing Equipment Motorsports Park for the Summit Racing Equipment Nationals there in Ohio, what a massive achievement that they were able to qualify in that field. And if I recall, talking about some career best numbers for Lex. So we do got him in the green room. Lex, if we can figure out, can we hear you, Lex? Nope, we can't hear him. Can't see him right now. So, Lex, we're going to drop you back out and we'll see how it turns out. Technical difficulties, it happens. It's fascinating. You start these shows and you've done the sound check and it's like, hey, we're good to go. And then you start the live and You never know what might happen. Interesting setup for me right now, though. I am actually, well, as you can tell, I'm in the staging lanes in essence here at Byron Dragway. Behind me is Byron Dragway in Byron, Illinois. Funny Car Chaos is going to be firing up today. And right now, doing all of this off of Starlink. Interesting. The day and time that we live in. Got the Starlink pointed towards the north, got a clear sky, and able to go live. Let's see if we can hear Lex again. We can't see him right now. Let's see if we can hear him. Lex, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
great. Well, we'll rock along with that as long as we got your voice.
You keep working at it. It's the same like tuning a race car, right?
Right. Yes, sir. Yes. So let's pick it back up. You qualified for the NHRA races that you attended. Big accomplishment because there were 16 or more cars there. And in particular, I think about Norwalk. That was a massive field, a strong field. You make the show. And if I remember correctly, we're talking about some career best numbers.
Yeah, or close to, but there were some career best numbers in those runs. And yeah, again, I'm really proud about my team, really proud about what Gerda is achieving. You know, we're looking together at the tune-up, sure, but at the same time, what she is doing and and I want to highlight this because not a lot of people know this, but she is really the force behind all of this. It's not only tuning, but also, you know, I got some questions about what's going on, and she's guiding me through it. So, and that's it, because otherwise I probably need to sleep in another bedroom or so. But no, it's like to achieve what we achieved there was pretty cool, because again, we are climbing the ladder. The car is getting better and better, and it's all about, okay, what better, because the bottom line is, I know we can compete. The problem is track time. We don't have a lot of track time. So Gerd and I, we do a lot of work before we go to a race, go through different scenarios, basically race the car on paper, look at the different options we have, look what we can do. Right now, it's the motor is getting there. It's really about the clutch, to get the clutch dialed in. Since last year, we're running a 6-disc, and you really need to have an X amount of runs, probably 30, 40 runs at least, to understand what the clutch needs. Well, we still are not there yet. We did not make that many runs. So, but like in Norwalk, we got there, and it was almost that I beat Brittany Force in the first round. We were really close. We at least were at the same frame. Yeah, you know, we're getting there. It's part of the deal.
Lex, you're certainly getting there. And let's switch gears. Let's hyper focus on IHRA and it finally becoming a reality. Again, beginning of 2025, there was speculation. We were all speculating that a schedule was going to come out. We were speculating tracks that were to be bought or not to be bought. We were speculating, is it going to happen? Well, it has all come into reality. It's no longer a dream. It's no longer a byword. It is real. The IHRA is back. It is revived. There has been 2 major events, including Nitro. We've had 3 major events overall, with the Door Slammer guys and Pro Mod getting a shot at $125,000. Congratulations to Randy Weatherford. But the first race, second race, and in the second race, you get a win. Let's begin here, though. IHRA, the International Hot Rod Association. How big to you, Gerda, and your program is it being back online for your team? It being out there, it being another place to race with Top Fuel, with Nitro, how big and important it is it?
Oh, yeah, people don't really realize this, but for us, it's probably saving our team, because at the end of the day, you know, it's just hard to keep up with what's going on in NHRA right now. The amount of money the big teams are spending. it's getting out of reach. It's like you got a rope in your hands and it's sliding through your hands. So with IHRA, with Daryl Cuttle coming in and what he's doing, he basically saved our team. That's basically the bottom line. So that's just to make clear how important this is. So that's where this starts. And again, I think it's for me personally. That's how important it is. And I have no issues with NHRA at all. I love everything about it. But the reality is that it's just hard to keep up with it. And I can give you all the reasons for it, but that might be another show. Bottom line is IHRA for us is the lifesaver. So to go into Columbus, yeah, a lot of people were looking like, well, I don't know what you're going to do there. We understand IHRA might be the thing, but are you sure you want to do this? Sure. If people, and I talked about this with Scott Palmer, if Daryl wants to put everything in there to make this happen, we need to support him. And sure, you take a chance, but that's what everything you do. If you go to a race and it's raining the whole weekend, you take a chance. When COVID hit, I didn't go because I saw it coming, and it gave us a big issue with our sponsor. But the bottom line was they told us you made the right choice by not going. Be successful if we support him as race team. So we went there, and yeah, it was unbelievable. It was like going back in time and enjoy everything we were used to feel good and great about drag racing again. So that's what started.
Well, Lex, in particular, the IHRA, let's dive in on the events specifically. Columbus rolls around, IHRA is going to fire back up, and it is a reality. That event, go in, weather issues, had to deal with that, but you qualify and pick up a round one win over Will Smith in some pedaling action to get that round win. What was it like to be, well, in a new sanctioning body being revived at National Trail Raceway, now Dorana Raceway, and the history there, and finally getting to race there and compete there, doing it in the IHRA, and getting a round win in that fashion? What was that weekend like for the team?
Well, a lot of things were going on. We had some weather coming in and all the jazz. It started with the first qualifier. With IHRA, we only do 2 qualifiers on Friday, which I think is pretty cool. But at the same time, you need to be there. So the first qualifier did not work out. We had an issue in the clutch. The car, I was not able to find neutral, as we say, so I couldn't get it in reverse. So I went down the track to give the other car in the other lane an opportunity to make the run to do the qualifier. But what happened there is we were not on the list. We were not qualified. So then the rain came in and like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen here, but we are still not qualified. Well, you know what? IHRA, keep plugging away, keep prepping the track, and I can tell you, this is so cool. It's my team stuck with me the whole evening, the whole night. IHRA gives the opportunity to still qualify for the race. The car ran basically really good, and I knew when I would put a time on the board we would be qualified. So I didn't want to make too much of a thing out of it. We run the track until I thought, okay, this is it, and we were qualified. So that's what happened. And then you go into the racing. We got enough time to prep the car and get everything done. And yeah, first round was against Will Smith. I had a good feeling about it. The car, what it showed me in that second qualifier ran really well. So what do? You adjust to the circumstances and go. Unfortunately, we basically messes up your whole tuning thing. The motor is not giving you the power you would like because it's missing a cylinder, and so the clutch is basically stronger than you want. So it smoked the tires. I had to pedal the car. We won the round. The cool thing as a driver is I still, and I know, but you still can show yourself and the people around you that you can drive a car and you can make a difference as a race car driver. The bad thing what happened is we broke an connecting rod bolt, which basically yeah, forced us to change the motor. At the end of the day, something went wrong in there, and we made the burnout. I came back from the burnout. Gerda saw a leak, and she decided to shut me off, which was the right call because you don't want to run a car that's leaking. Issues. I think you dropped the ball there. So I was really not happy. Let's call it like that because I knew we threw away a chance to run the final and maybe even win the event because I knew I had a real good running car. So with that in mind, we went back home and I think I need to change things. I need to make my program better because again we dropped the ball here and we can do better. So that's what happened in Columbus.
We move beyond Columbus and we look at Milin, Michigan. Now Durana Dragway. They're at the former Milin Dragway. You roll in with a round win, qualified for the former IHRA field. And at the end of this long weekend, once again, for the IHRA and the competitors, and they did a fine job again to get the show in, you hold your first Ironman. You secure your first United States of America Top Fuel win at the end of that event. So, from qualifying through eliminations, reminisce with us over that race weekend because it was not just win light after win light after win light with ease. There were some trials for you and your never quit team to get to that victory lane and hold up that Ironman. And I think in one of the most important moments in the show, we have had Lex drop out with audio once again. We'll see if he pops back in audio wise. We haven't had his picture through most of the show. It's okay, stuff happens, but we'll see if we get him back audio wise. Definitely want to briefly hear from him concerning the win there in Milin, Michigan. And yeah, we just lost him from the green room, so he might be jumping out, jumping back in. He does got to work later today, so we want to be respectful of his time, but I do want you to hear, I want to hear him reminisce over this win and living out the American dream for himself and his wife, Gerda, the Never Quit team. And they really embody that, never quit. They have done just that. And I have to appreciate that from where he was when they first got here to now, they have adjusted. They have changed. They have rolled with the punches, so to speak, personally and also in their racing endeavors. They've done what is necessary to go and race. We got Lex back in the green room. We'll bring him on. Lex, that story of Milin from your perspective.
Yeah, so it started with the qualifying. We made our first pass in qualifying and we had an issue with the data logging. So we made the run and we've never run there before, of course. And it's a track that, for people that don't notice, it looked beautiful. Until the 8 mile, it's concrete, and after that, it's asphalt. So you really need to take an approach. How are we going to do this? It's a green track, not only because it's green, gather the data and then go from there. Well, we had no data because the data logger had an issue. So what do? Next run, you really need to go by feel and see what you can get out of it, and hopefully find the data you need. And then go into race day. Well, we run against Scott Palmer. He was in the other lane. He had some mechanical issues, which we all can have, so that's not a problem. But bottom line, what happened is it took so long that I really could not make the pass anymore because I was not sure how much fuel there was still in the tank. You know, we are burning 5 gallon a minute just idling. So it took almost a minute longer, which again, it's not about Scott, it's not about the team, it's about things happen. And you cannot shut a car off and wait and start it up again. So it is what it is. I just ran it towards the 8, shut it off, and okay, that's it. So basically, we had no the worst qualifying position you can have is number 4, because one thing is for sure, there won't be any Byrons. Any other qualification spot will give you a Byron if you can win the rounds. Even if you're 5th, if you beat the car in the other lane, you will get his Byron. So I knew one thing, okay, we put ourselves in a really bad, air quotes, position. But at the other end, you know, there is nothing wrong to have to race for each round win, because that will make the team stronger. And you know what? I had a badass team that weekend, and that showed. So we went into first round without any data, just put the tune up in there, and okay, let's see what happens. We were running one of Donnie Bender's tuned cars. He had 2 cars over there, so that was another thing we had to face. We had to run against a team that had way more data than we had. Okay, let's do this. Made a run, had to pedal it, lost traction, got the car straight, and we won that round. Funny thing was that we basically set the fastest time of that round, which we did every round we run. And we came back, and there were some issues. We threaded the belt, and there were some other things going on. We managed to fix it all. We thought, warmed up the car, everything seemed to be fine, towed it to the line. We had to run against Scott Palmer, which was pretty interesting because it was hyped up a little bit, which I think it's really important, because one of the things we are missing in current NHRA drag racing is like, you know, going against each other. And it's not so much about, oh, I love the guy or the girl in the other lane. No, we're going to compete against each other. And you know what? I want to win. It's the same for Scott. He wants to. What do you think? If I tell my crew or my sponsors, yeah, well, you know, I was not really interested to win. I just made the run and yeah, we lost. That's fine. That's not how those things work. You want to win. So we ran against Scott. I knew this was a really important round because Scott already showed he ran the number, and Friday evening he ran a 288 or something like that. So in short, it was cold. The track was better, but still you need to face a really good contender. He won Columbus, so I was ready to go after it. And car left good, but again lost traction at a certain point. We were still not where we wanted to be. Car was completely sideways. Kept my foot in. I was driving it like a rally car, and got it to the finish line first. And we were running the final. And I realized that moment that I did this race 17 years ago. So there you go. But you know what? I had a feeling we could do it. I knew something was wrong in the race car because after the pedal it was running really not how it should be. But serviced the car, found the broken wire because of the belt threading in previous rounds. Fix it. Fire up the car, the warm up for the final round, and the car was only backfiring. the engine was backfire. So we looked at each other and said, okay, please give us a break. So I quickly thought I knew what was going on. So ran into the trailer, looked at the data, and what I saw is that after the pedal in the previous round, the mag drive belt that's basically driving the both magnetos, the ignition, skipped because of the pedal. Did IHRA wait for us, which I thought was pretty cool, because they want to give the people that are in the grandstands a final and not just a car that's running on its own. So thank you for that. Got the car back to the starting line. We make some, Gert and I made some changes in the tune-up, which was most the clutch to see. We both agreed if we can make a pass A to B, we're probably going to win this race, because that's the challenge. It's middle of the day. The track is whatever 130 degrees. It's really hot. The first part is concrete, then it's asphalt. Which, by the way, we were used to run back in Europe, so it gave me a little bit of insight what to do, and change some things on the clutch part, tow the car to the starting line, and that moment things were for me in some kind of blur, because I missed a lot of things that happened around me, which put me in the right spot, completely left on the track. And she already told me that that was her plan. I said, okay, let's go for it. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Car left the starting line. We had a really good 60 foot. I had a really good reaction time. I'm really happy with that part, that I still can do it. And by the 330, we already had a car length on Mitch King, who we were running in final. And from that point on, I hammered it completely down, and I told myself I just let go until I see the finish line, and not sooner. The car kept running. It was straight as an arrow. My old McKinney chassis was performing like it never ever did before. And 700-800 foot before the finish line, it was a big explosion behind me, the motor gave up. But we still run the only 3 seconds of the day. So you can see how fast we were going, and we won the race. So proud on my team that they pulled this off. Sponsors, everybody that helped us, and you know, I knew we could do it looking at what we did in Columbus, but still, it all needs to happen. But it came together. So thank you for everybody that helped us out here, especially IHRA, because yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Lex, it is awesome. Again, congratulations. I have, watched what you're doing here for a while now, been pulling for you, and this is such a cool win. I think drag racing needed this win as much as you and Gerda did, honestly, and I am excited for you. I'm excited for your team. I know that $50,000 check has definitely got to help, and you're going to put it back to the team, and you're going to come out even stronger and better. And hey, you've got more data, you got more runs, you are allowing your team to gel. It is so beneficial to your team, and therefore even drag racing with your Top Fuel operation. Lex, I know you got to get to work, so last question for you, then we'll let you go. Again, thank you for your time. What is next? How many more events can we see you in the IHRA and NHRA with your Top Fuel car?
Good question. One thing I want to finish the story I just told. The reason the motor blew up, and I think that's for me at least important to share, is that it was not a tuning problem. It had to do with a part that broke inside the motor, and that has to do with age. So with that check, yeah, we ruined a lot of stuff, but we were able to upgrade the car with new parts. So that's another thing. When you win some money, you can put it back into the program and make the program better. So that's said and done. We're working hard on achieving those things. Basically, the next thing on the is Columbus, early September. And then we got, I think, one in October, one in November. So we're gonna all do them because it's a lot of fun. And again, we need to support the IHRA and everything they do. So we will be there no matter what. Before the season started, I entered for a couple of NHRA races, which we already did, but I also entered for the US Nationals, which is still on my program. The problem there is that the sponsor deals we put together, the one for the US Nationals, didn't come through. So I'm still on the fence about what to do there. I'm still entered and I'm still preparing everything to go there. But without a lack of funds and the fact that we got the Columbus weekend after the US Nationals, I'm not sure if we're going to go there. Listen, US Nationals, the biggest race in the world, and you want to be a part of that. So I'm still tempting to go. Scenario is being successful in the IHRA and being able to get the funding in place through the basically the funds Daryl put in front of us. So for sure, the next 3 IHRA races we will be there. And again, I'm still looking at the US Nationals and maybe some other NHRA races. Listen, I want to do as much NHRA races as possible, but we need to find the funding to go there. So that's another thing we are working on really hard, to be able to find the money, the partners to get us there and be successful and go rounds in NHRA.
Lex, again, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you at the track. We'll let you get to work, have a successful and safe work day, and you are a top fuel winner in the United States of America. That's cool, man.
Because you are part of the drag racing community. We know each other for such a long time, and the good work going, and see you next time.
Take care, Lex. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Well, folks, that was Lex June, your top fuel winner there at Durana Dragway, formerly Milin Dragway, for the second IHRA Nitro Outlaw Series race. He was able to make it to the semifinal round of an 8-car field in the first event, and then he was able to win at the second event. So that is a semifinal appearance and a win. That is a good start in the IHRA. We look forward to seeing Lex June continue. Hey, if you heard his story, and it is a great story for Lex and Gerda, and you want to support, reach out. They are certainly a never quit team. And as you can tell, they are a round winning, an event winning team at this very point, and they will continue to get better and better. Also, it's the first win for a McKinney Corp top fuel chassis in a very long time. And I know a lot of people are not watching right now. Thank you to each and every one of you that are watching. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the share button for me as well. I would greatly appreciate that. It's just the algorithmic thing, and it trips it, and it helps get the viewers on and the views up to hear ultimately Lex's story. And thank you for sticking in through some of the technical difficulties. Don't know exactly what was happening on Lex's side, but we are able to, well, still hear his story, even though there was a little bit of audio delay and couldn't see his picture. So thank you for hanging with us. But the first McKinney Top Fuel Dragster win in a long time. And a bit of a soapbox moment here, because I work for Murph McKinney at McKinney Corp, and I find it interesting. He gets phone calls all day long of what people should do to, well, even their top fuel ride, and yet they don't buy his car. So why are you calling him? If you're going to call him and even buy a car instead of taking the knowledge and the information and applying it to another car built by some other chassis company. Just being real. Buy the car. We're going to take a break. This break, we're going to hear from another great car builder, and that is Mr. Hilton with Hilton Hot Rods. By the way, congratulations to Team Great Expectations. In their McKinney front engine dragster, they were able to pick up the win there in Boise in NHRA Heritage trim. And in the final, along with them, was another Hilton in another McKinney front engine dragster. So it was a McKinney, all McKinney final there for the Not Fire Nationals in Boise, Idaho at Firebird. And this word from Hilton Hot Rods and also Ross Racing Engines, supporters of Monday Morning Racer and the action that took place at March Meet. We thank them for their assistance. Bobby Hilton knows how to win on the drag strip. Bobby Hilton knows how to win in hot rodding. Hilton Hot Rods out of the Commonwealth of Virginia builds some of the finest hot rods in the scene of hot rodding. And that's evident with multiple covers from Hot Rod Magazine and prestigious awards such as the Good Guys Hot Rod of the Year. If you want to ride to the hilt in your hot rod, it needs to be a Hilton Hot Rod. Ross Racing Engines of Niles, Ohio, built this bad power plant for Tyler Hilton and Team Great Expectations 3, currently #1 qualifier at the 2025 March Meet. And whether it's Hemi power or power for your application on dirt track or asphalt short track racing and beyond, even into the hot rodding scene, Ross Racing Engines is your one-stop shop for everything for your power plant. No matter the application, they do nearly everything in-house. They are not outsourcing at Ross. So whether it's racing or rodding, you need Ross Racing Engines. And back. We'll close out the show here in just a few moments. I want to say thank you for everyone joining in. I did start the show and I apologized. It has been about 4 months since I did a Between the Slicks. I was shocked when I looked at the numbers from the last one to this one that it has been that long. Plenty of lives right here on the Monday Morning Racer platform for you to watch, whether that's Southeast Gassers Association Live or that being the Competition Plus Power Hour or Chaos Live, whatever it might be. Plenty of lives for you to be entertained with and get the 411 in certain segments of drag racing, whether narrow or broad. But my little flagship for the Monday Morning Racer platform, it's been about 4 months. I'm sorry. Thank you to everyone for joining in, and we'll certainly try to be more routine about having these shows and telling the stories in drag racing with a different slant with some different people. I know last weekend I was right here. They were not able to finish the race on Sunday. Rain came, rained it out, but I was here for the American Motorcycle Racing Association, the AMRA, here at Byron Dragway for their Illinois Nitro Nationals. And I was here on the behalf of Dove Fuels. Hey, if you need nitromethane, Pete Dove at Dove Fuels, he is your guy. They are the source for your nitromethane needs and also for your driven racing oil needs. Might be a gentle name, but it's hardcore products from Pete Dove. And it was cool to see Nitro Harley and Top Fuel Bike and Nitro Funny Bike. They were the card headliners of the show. They weren't mired lower on the event card. They were the top element. And that was neat to see. And it made it feel different. And it felt like these guys were up on the competition level amongst their peers. So I'd highly recommend, maybe you're not a big motorcycle fan, but you're a drag racing fan, go see these guys in their element and in that show where like it's only motorcycles. It's a different feel. It's a different flavor. And I felt like the competition was more exact, if you will, seeing them in that trim opposed to at an NHRA or an IHRA national event type setting. A little bit of that footage is out there for you all to enjoy in real form. I was hoping we'd be able to film all of that action and have it for you on the channel for you to be able to see round by round action, but that did not happen with the rain coming in on Sunday. A torrential downpour here in Byron, Illinois, the type that even though you're wearing your rain jacket, you needed to wear the full rain suit because your shoes and your pants are absolutely soaked, though you were just seconds outside in the rain. It was that kind of rain here last weekend. But we have got great weather this weekend. It may very well be on the warm side, but I'll take warm because there's going to be sunshine and we are going to have great racing action for Funny Car Chaos. Funny Car Chaos, first time ever here to Byron Dragway, and it is going to be able to add to the great history that is here at Byron Dragway. And this facility, no stranger to holding special and big events. I've been here before for Hot Rod Drag Week, and in the past, they've had the Meltdown Drags. This is a known place, even for such shows as the wheel stand contest, not with wheel standers per se, but, you know, actual cars, though they got them designed to carry those wheels as long as possible. So some great events take place here at Byron, and Funny Car Chaos for the first time is going to be a part of that great event lineup. So we are ready for Summer Thunder here at Byron Dragway. If you are in the area, action begins later on today after 5 p.m. Central Time. So get to the track. Excuse me, got a bug crawling live. You never know what happens. And then tomorrow, the action takes place at a similar time. Just check out funnycarchaos.com or the Funny Car Chaos Facebook, and you will be able to see the lineup and the times. Get to the track and enjoy the racing action here. Obviously, Brainerd International Raceway hosting the NHRA national event this weekend up in Brainerd, Minnesota. A lot of great action will be taking place there, and they march forward to crowning a regular season champion, and also who will be a part of the countdown into the biggest race in drag racing in the world, the U.S. Nationals at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Just announced, got the press release, looked at it during the show. I suspected it would be so when he didn't answer my text right away. Buddy Hull will not be in the seat for Jim Dunn Racing this weekend. His left hand, it was injured. Both hands were injured, but his left hand was injured certainly in the incident at Sonoma with the explosion and going into the sand pit. I took a look at that car. It's already back in the shop at McKinney being front halved, and it was a hit to that car. Certainly a mangled front end, and Buddy did incur an injury to affect him where he's not in the car this weekend. Jim Campbell will fill the seat for Buddy Hull with Jim Dunn Racing. And that is a pair that, well, obviously has history, and good guy to fill in that seat that definitely knows that team to send it there in Minnesota for Jim Dunn Racing with Menards on the car this weekend. Cool to see a full Menards livery in NHRA drag racing. Also, throughout the world of drag racing, you can catch import action. Import action is going to be taking place at Rocket City Dragway in Huntsville, Alabama. You can see that action this weekend. Brainerd Motorsports Park. So the Southeast Gassers was just there a couple of weekends ago, or a weekend ago. And this is the southern Brainerd. It's just south of the state of Tennessee in Ringgold, Georgia, right on the state line. They are having their no rules racing platform come in. So you might see a funny car against a dragster, against a door slammer, very chaos-esque. They're going to be racing this weekend. So you've got action all across the country. And I'm sure I'm not naming every event that is taking place. So get to the track. Get out to the track and support your local drag strip or your national event drag strip, wherever drag racing is taking place. Get to the track. You know, some folks have made mention that the IHRA needs to get fans in the stands. Well, for one, you're being very selective. There have been fans in the stands. Like, there was a great crowd at Milin for the Nitro Outlaw series event, and I didn't get to see much footage and much content myself personally from the Door Slammer event with Pro Mods racing for $125,000. Congratulations again to Randy Weatherford. Just because I was working that weekend at the Southeast Gassers Association race. But for everyone that wants to say that a series needs to get fans in the stands, I say, fans, stop commenting on social media and go to the race. You play a part in this too for it to be successful. Racers play a part. Promoters play a part. Tracks play a part. You, the fan, play a part. So take the time, take some vacation, spend some money. And if you're a fan and you say you are a fan, go enjoy it. And don't just be a negative fan on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We are right near an hour on this show, firing back up Between the Slicks. I will be back with Between the Slicks. My intent is also next week. We'll reach out to someone from the American Motorcycle Racing Association. Sam White, if I remember correctly, has made a huge impact on pro fuel drag bike racing. And we'll reach out to him, see if we can get him on next week and chat with him about all that he's done. Talked with him briefly after the rain out. And you want to talk about a character, you want to talk about a live wire, you want to talk about someone passionate about the sport of drag racing, and in particular, the sport of drag racing with fuel bikes. Looking forward to chatting with him and those beyond in the world of drag racing. Once again, Lex June, thank you for your time. To you that are watching, thank you for your time. By the way, don't forget, if you cannot be here at Byron Dragway for Summer Thunder presenting Funny Car Chaos, it's going to be streamed live. You can see that later today. Matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and go over to the Funny Car Chaos YouTube channel, subscribe, which is free, hit the bell icon, which will give you notifications, and you will be notified when we go live with the action tonight and tomorrow here from Byron Dragway for Summer Thunder presenting Funny Car Chaos. Thank you, folks. I'm Lee Kraft, a.k.a. the Monday Morning Racer from Byron Dragway. Looking forward to the chaos. Until next time, God bless and keep the pedal to the metal.